2022 to 2023 season. So first up here we have Adam Troutman from the Saints. I'm gonna give him a C. I think he did an okay year, but like nothing out of the ordinary here. Next up we have the Broncos tight end, and I can't pronounce his name, but like he's the one that starts the O. I apologize, I can't pronounce his name. I'll work on that, but he impressed me this year. I really like what he can do. I think he and Russell Wilson had some great chemistry. I'm gonna put him in the B range. I like what he did this year and hope for more. Austin Hooper, I'm gonna give him a C. I expect more out of him, but he did an average job this year. I thought he did average. Let's see here. Next up we have Cameron Brate. Once again, average. I thought he had an average year. Let's look here. Okay, number 9. I gotta remember his name here. Bevan Jordan. That's who it is. His name is on like the top of my tongue, but I just couldn't fill out there for a sec. Yeah, it is. Alright. I'm gonna put him here at C. C still needs some more time to prove what he can be. Jacksonville here. Who's the tight end? I don't think that's... I'm trying to see who that is. I don't... Okay. I don't think that's Evan Ingram. I don't... Oh, there's Evan Ingram. Alright. So there's a backup one. I'm going to put him at D here. Next up here, the Jets one here. I think he did okay this year. Nothing special here. I'm just, I just failed his name here. I'm trying to remember. I know who the player is. I'm just trying to remember his name here. Just give me a sec here. New York. Let's see here. I think this is... I don't know. Is that the new Ohio State guy they have? I'll have to see here. Let's see, Conklin or Uzama. But I think actually that's Uzama. That's who it is. Yeah. But he had an average year, so he didn't do as good as he did with the Bengals. A little bit of a disappointment. Next up here, Cole Kmet. I'm gonna put him a B. I think he did a good job this year. One of the only few reliable wide receivers. Just receivers general for Justin Fields here. I thought he did a decent job. Next up here we have Dallas Goedert, and he's our first S tier. I think he had an elite year. Great job from him. I liked what I saw. I think he did a good job overall as a tight end. I like what he's done, and I think he's going to continue to do great things for the Eagles team that is, made the Super Bowl here, and they're on the rise, and I like what I see out of him to this point. I think as right now, he is one of the top tight ends in the league at this point here. There's not much more I can really talk about here, but he's done well, and I think he's done a great job to this point. Next up we have Dalton Schultz. I'm going to put him at B. I think he's a good, reliable tight end for you, and he does a good job. Next up, Bellinger. He's also going to go for a B, first year of the Giants, and he was a big factor in their success, helping them make the playoffs this year and winning a playoff game. So I like what he did. Darren Waller, I'm going to put him at A. He still had a down year, but I think overall, he's still a good tight end. He did a good job overall this year, I think. Next up here we got David Njoku, and I'm going to also put him in the A. I thought he had a great year, finally showed up for the Browns, and I like what I saw out of him. So the Browns are finally getting him to be what they thought he was going to be, and yeah, I like what he's done. Good job out of him. He had a great year. Next up, Dawson Knox from the Bills. He's an A. He is a great tight end, and he does a great job. I like what he does, and I think he's going to continue to do very good things to this point here. Next up here, I'm trying to see here who that is. I think that's Palium Jr. I'm going to give him a C. He wasn't bad, but he didn't do anything that's special, you know what I mean? So, 89 here. Just right now, I think he's a good def guy. He's not as good as Everett. I think Everett's the better tight end for Los Angeles, but, I definitely think he is not bad to this point here. So let's get a look at our next one here. We have Drew Sample. He's a D. I don't think he's that good. But they had Hayden Hurst this year, who finally came out. So they have that to look forward to here. So that's nice for them to have. So next up here we have Evan Ingram, and boy, he finally got his career back on track. I'm putting him on the A. I think he was a big part of this success they had this year at Jacksonville. He worked very well for Trevor Lawrence, and he really helped him out, and I like what he did. So that's what's going to go. Next up here we have Frank Maweu, and I'm going to put him at D. He's just not that good. I'm not going to give him the details here on that. So let's see what Titans. I think this is, oh yeah, I know this is. Alright, on him, he's a D. He's a bench warmer, really, for the most part. I'm not going to really get all into, how good he is, but right now I'm just going to put him there. Next up, we have George Kittle. I think this year, especially in the playoffs, he came in clutch. I'm going to put him in the S tier. I think he had a good year at this point. Everett, Los Angeles Chargers. Now a great year. Worked for Ralph Hobart. I like what I saw. And he is going to go in the A tier. I think he did good enough to deserve the A tier. Next up, we have Hayden Hurst. And I really thought at this point, like, he was really done in his career. This was fine, his last chance. And boy, did he make it count. Great job from him this year. I like what I saw. He played well. I think he was one of the top tight ends in the league. And I'm going to put him in the A tier. I think he did a great job for the Bengals and was a big part to help them really, this year. They're still trying to figure out stuff, even after they made a Super Bowl, they're still trying to figure out, what team they are. They needed tight end after Uzomah left. He came in, and he did a good job. And I think, really, he helped them out a lot. Next up here, Hunter Henry. I'm putting the B tier. Patriots, really, they struggled a lot this year. And he was one of the only few ones that really actually was out there playing well. So I'm going to put him there. He, of course, when he was in San Diego, had a lot of great potential. But, right now, he just hasn't really been there. Ian Thomas, he's a D. I don't think he's that good to this point here. He just isn't really, he's not a good tight end, I don't think. By this point, Wolf Smith Jr., he's a D as well. And I apologize. You hear any, yes, master, sure, it's Pledge Week up here at Grove City, so there was some, oh my lord, okay. I apologize for that. It's this dumb fat up here. I apologize for them being loud. I don't know if you guys can hear it up. There's screaming yes, master, sure. Pledge Week is the worst. I'm gonna be honest with you guys here. It makes things a lot worse up here. But by the time next week, it'll shut up. So next up, Johnny Smith. I apologize for going off Kansas here. I'm gonna put him in C. He's a solid tight end. I like what he does. Next up here. Ooh, Kyle Pitts. Now, what to do with you? How do you go from 1,000-yard receiver to utter trash in 1 year time? I don't know, but ask Kyle Pitts. You saw a D. I expected so much more out of you, and you totally blew it massively. When we talk about a sophomore slump, this guy is the extreme definition of a sophomore slump. Jeez. I don't know what happened to him, but he just fell off. And the Falcons, they really got to figure out what the heck to do here on him. Because he right now just is not there, and he is just... I'm disappointed by the guy. I thought a big year out of him. I really thought he was going to be a good player for him to have. But he is, to this point, has not... He was awful this year. I'm sorry. He was trash. Next up here we got Kyle Rudolph, the longtime Vikings tight end. I'm putting a C. I think he did a solid job for Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay really, that's not that high of a bar to go off of, but he did good for the most part, I thought. Next up here, Logan Thomas. I'm going to give him a D. He pretty much evaporated this year. He didn't do much to make me think, wow, what a great player for the team, you know. Like, he was supposed to be something really good last year. He wasn't. This year, he wasn't at all. So, there's not much more I can say other than he just is not that good. I don't think he really is there. Like, I just don't see the potential in the guy. I'm sorry, but I don't see the potential. I know there's a lot of people who are going to be like, there's a ton of potential in the guy. Why don't you see that, Jared? But I'm like, but here's the thing. I just don't, he just doesn't come off for me as like, wow, anything special here. So, next up here we have number 89, Mark Andrews from the Ravens. He's in a super tilt. He was like the only wide receiver this year toward the end of the season. He was the only one actually who could, not wide receiver, like, you know, like a receiver, would actually go out there and do something for them. And that's pretty bad. Just that whole team toward the end was really bad, and, you know, they just fell off. But whenever you lose Lamar Jackson and all your wide receivers, that's going to happen. Next up here, we have Mark Williams from the Cardinals. He's a C. He's a solid backup option. I think he does a decent job, though. Next up here, we have Mike Gesicki with the, you know, we've all seen his gritty. It's awful. And he had a down year this year, and that gritty is basically the epitome of it. Expect more out of him. Just didn't get it, though. You know, he's the guy I've really been high on the last couple of years. I expect more of him this year, and I'm frankly quite disappointed of the way he's just played this year. I just didn't like what he did. You know, I wish he'd play a lot better. I like him a lot. But yeah, he just didn't show up this year. I expect more out of him and Tua. It just didn't happen now. Next up here we have Mo Alley-Cox from the Colts. I'm up him a C. He's a solid tight end. I think he is solid where he is. I don't think he's anything insanely special or anything, but I think overall he gets the job done for the most part here. I think he's okay. But who's not on here that I did like this year, Jelani Woods. He had a great game against Steelers, and I'm very interested in what he can turn into, because I think he maybe has some good potential. Next up here, Nick Boyle. I'm going to put him at D, because he's an okay tight end, but like he's not the starter or anything, and he's not really ever going to be, in my opinion. I just don't really think he's that good. Yeah, whenever you know, under Mark Andrews, you're not ever going to be really that good. So I'm not really going to go much more into it, but I just don't think he's really that good. Next up, Nick Vannett. Never D. I just don't think he's that good. I just, you know, I don't see it. Next up here we have Noah Fant, and he's going to be a C. I expect more from him this year, but he's really didn't show much. He was in and out of injuries a lot, so there's not really much more I can really say about him to this point here. But definitely a little disappointed at how he did this year. But next up here, we're going to have Pat Freiermuth. Boy, did he come out this year. You're going to the S tier, buddy. This guy, not only does he remind me a lot of Heath Miller, but he reminds me of like one of these top tight ends. He's a top 5 tight end right now. And him and Pickett's, their connection is only going to go stronger. I think he's the next big tight end in the NFL. He is the next one. He is the next Kelsey. He's the next, like, you know, you had Gronk, you then had Kelsey, and you had Kittle also in the mix there. He's the next one. Pat Freiermuth is the next big tight end, all right? He is insane. If you watch the way he plays, he's a spectacular route runner. He usually catches the ball. He's got great physicality. He has everything you want in a tight end. And he belongs in that S tier. He was, I think, one of the best Steelers the Steelers had this year. You know, tight end has been a position they've had limbo for a long time. Now it is not. Now it's really his time to shine. And boy, has he shined great. I like what he did. I think he's a great player. I think he's going to continue to be a great player. And right now, if I am, the Steelers, I'm very excited what he can bring because he's going to bring some very good to the table. And I'm very excited to see it. So next up here, we have, it looks like O.J. Howard. He's a D. He's not very good. Next up here, we have, that's Robert Tonyan here, on the Packers. He's a C tight end. He has some great moments. He has some not so great moments. Next up here, T.J. Hawkinson for the Vikings. And, of course, he's got his old Lions uniform on this picture here. But I'm putting him an A. I think he's a very good, high-end, starting tight end. I think he can definitely move into the S tier. But he's going to have to continue to work to improve his craft to get, better at that position as of right now. But I think overall, I think he's a good tight end. I really liked when he was drafted. I do think he was drafted a little high, but I thought overall he was a good one to, get here. So next up here we have Tommy Trumbo. He's a rookie tight end for Panthers. I'm going to give him a C. I thought he did a good job for the most part when he played this year. Now, next up here we got Travis Kelce. So I don't even think I need to go much of an introduction. You all know. Best tight end in the league right now. Insane player. And I really like what he does. But he's also a very funny guy. Of course, I'm not sure if you guys saw it from the AFC Championship, but I bet you have. And he literally screamed this here. I'm going to quote this here because it's funny. Yeah, just, give me a second to pull it up, make sure I get it right. Alright, here it is. Alright, you got to earn the right to talk trash. You jabronis. I've never once heard someone use jabronis in my life before that point. But it was very cool, and when you're a tight end like that, you can talk that smack. The Bengals, I hate the Bengals, so I loved watching them get humiliated. But yeah, it was definitely funny to watch, I don't even go much more on the details of why he's in the S tier. Like, it's self-explanatory, we all know. And yeah, next up here, Tyler Conklin, apparently. So this is Conklin. He's a C. I'm just gonna give that to him. Tyler Higbee here for the Rams. He's an A. I think he's a very good tight end, and he had some great games. And lastly here, we have from the Cardinals, the Philadelphia legend, Zach Ertz. And I'm gonna put Zach Ertz here in the A tier. Before he got hurt, he was having a great year. I personally know, because he was my fancy tight end next to Muth. Like, these two right here. So, yeah, I had Muth and I had Ertz at tight end. Yeah, it was a fun fantasy football season. Until the playoffs, and I got killed in the first round, but that's not the point here. But yeah, tight end wise, here are my rankings for this year. There's some great things we saw. A lot of guys more. Pat Freiermuth being one. Hayden Hurst being another one of William Morris. Bellinger. A lot of great. I saw a lot of great things out of the tight end position, and it's continuing to evolve in the NFL, and it's getting more exciting by every day to really watch these guys. The tight end position has to change this. It's been fun to watch, and I'm excited to continue to see how it really changes and builds. But yeah, those are my rankings for the NFL tight ends for the NFL 2022-2023 season. Please like, subscribe, and comment, and tune in for more videos. Thank you guys for watching.